You might be used to massive open-world adventures by now, but sometimes the real magic lies in linear games that know exactly where they're taking you. These experiences skip all the extra fluff and focus on meaningful moments where every scene matters. Today, we're diving into 20 incredible linear games that every gamer should experience. It's time to see how focused storytelling and refined gameplay can leave a stronger impact than any endless open world. Let's get started. Uncharted 4 is a masterclass in how a linear story can still feel grand and personal at the same time. From the very first scene, it hooks you with an emotional journey full of cinematic action that makes you feel like you're living inside a blockbuster film. There's no sprawling open world here. Every chase, shootout, and set piece is carefully designed to push the story forward. What really makes it stand out is how it keeps that sense of discovery alive through hidden treasures and clever puzzles without losing focus on the narrative. This is Nathan Drake's most personal adventure, told with stunning visuals, smooth mechanics, and heartfelt writing. It's proof that a well-structured, story-driven game can be every bit as unforgettable as any massive open-world epic. Titanfall 2 is one of the best examples of how a linear campaign can deliver pure excitement from start to finish. Instead of huge maps or endless side quests, it focuses on a fast-paced, story-driven experience that never slows down. You play as Jack Cooper alongside his loyal Titan, BT, as the two fight to survive and take down a powerful military force. The pacing is flawless. Each mission blends explosive combat, cinematic storytelling, and creative level design that keeps you fully engaged. Its linear setup makes the gameplay feel incredibly smooth and responsive, whether you're wall running through gunfire or commanding your Titan in epic battles. What really makes Titanfall 2 stand out is its constant creativity. One moment you're dodging explosions, the next you're manipulating time to solve puzzles. Every section feels deliberate and memorable, making it one of the most perfectly crafted FPS campaigns of its time. Dishonored 2 strikes the perfect balance between freedom and focus. It leads you through a tight, story-driven adventure while giving you endless ways to approach every mission. You can step into the role of Emily Caldwin or Corvo Attano, and even though the path is linear, each level is designed like a playground for experimentation. Whether you sneak through the shadows, take enemies head-on, or combine supernatural powers in clever ways, every encounter feels personal and rewarding. Despite offering so many playstyles, Dishonored 2 never loses its momentum. The story moves naturally without filler, and every location is packed with detail, atmosphere, and lore that enrich the main narrative. From infiltrating the intricate Clockwork Mansion to confronting a corrupt empire, it proves that a well-designed linear game doesn't limit creativity. It channels it into something truly unforgettable. Soma is a psychological horror gem that uses its linear design to pull you into one of the most immersive and thought-provoking stories in gaming. Instead of wide-open exploration, it takes you on a focused, atmospheric journey that questions what it really means to be human. Every corridor, lab, and flickering light adds to the sense of dread and isolation as you uncover the truth behind this haunting underwater world. The pacing is tight and deliberate, keeping you engaged without any wasted moments. Even the puzzles and encounters feel purposeful, blending seamlessly with the story rather than interrupting it. Soma proves that a linear game can hit just as hard as any open-world experience, offering a haunting narrative that stays in your mind long after it's over. Hi-Fi Rush bursts onto the scene with rhythm, color, and energy that redefine what a linear action game can be. It mixes slick, beat-synced combat with bold animation and a killer soundtrack to create a non-stop flow of fun. Every punch, dodge, and combo lands perfectly on the beat, turning each fight into a playable music video. The levels feel alive, packed with style, humor, and creative design that make every moment feel like a performance. From high-energy boss battles to smooth platforming sections, Hi-Fi Rush keeps you moving, smiling, and nodding along the entire way. Its characters are full of charm, its world is bursting with personality, and its rhythm-driven gameplay makes it one of the most refreshing linear adventures in recent years. The Last of Us set a new standard for narrative-driven games, combining deep emotion with a focused linear structure that captures the human side of survival. You step into the shoes of Joel, escorting Ellie through a devastated America where every moment is charged with tension and heart. What makes this journey unforgettable is how deliberate everything feels. Every scene, line of dialogue, and quiet pause serves a purpose. There's no aimless wandering here, just a tight, emotional story that keeps you connected from beginning to end. The pacing is perfectly balanced, shifting between intense encounters and moments of reflection that let you feel the weight of the world around you. Combat is brutal and grounded, forcing you to think before every move, while the bond between Joel and Ellie becomes the emotional core that drives it all. The Last of Us remains one of the most powerful examples of how a linear game can tell a story that stays with you forever. Little Nightmares takes you on a chilling yet beautiful journey that proves linear games can be just as impactful as the biggest open worlds. You play as Six, a fragile child trying to escape a grotesque and surreal world filled with disturbing creatures and dark secrets. Its linear design works in its favor, pulling you through a tense and atmospheric story told entirely through visuals and sound. There are no maps or side quests, just a steady, haunting progression that builds dread and curiosity with every step. Each area introduces new challenges, smart puzzles, and unsettling details that deepen the feeling of unease. With its eerie art style, haunting audio, and perfectly measured pacing, Little Nightmares turns simplicity into strength, delivering a horror experience that lingers long after the credits roll. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice delivers one of the most intense and emotionally charged journeys in gaming. You step into the fractured mind of Senua, a warrior battling both physical enemies and the tormenting voices within her. Every step feels personal and deliberate, thanks to the game's focused, linear structure that strips away distractions and keeps you locked in her perspective. The storytelling is raw and haunting, supported by breathtaking visuals and some of the best sound design ever created. The binaural audio makes you feel like you're hearing Senua's inner voices inside your own head, adding a layer of immersion that's almost unsettling. Combat is deliberate and weighty, mirroring her fight to overcome fear and doubt. Hellblade isn't just about gameplay, it's a deeply human story about pain, courage, and healing. Its tight design makes it unforgettable, turning a short journey into a lasting emotional experience. Sifu takes the other route. It's sharp, stylish, and built entirely around precision and mastery. You play as a young martial artist on a relentless quest for revenge, moving through a sequence of expertly crafted stages that test your skill at every turn. The linear structure keeps the pace tight, no filler, no detours, just pure focus. Every fight demands patience, timing, and discipline, with the game's unique aging system adding weight to every mistake. Each time you die, you get older, forcing you to adapt and refine your technique. The combat feels brutally satisfying, with every block, parry, and counter carrying real impact. Sifu proves that linear games can be both challenging and deeply rewarding, offering replayability not through side quests, but through personal growth, mastery, and the thrill of the fight. Dead Space Remake is a perfect example of how linear game design can heighten pure horror. Instead of relying on open-world exploration, it traps you in a tightly constructed nightmare where every corridor, flickering light, and echoing noise works against your nerves. You play as Isaac Clarke aboard the derelict USG Ishimura, forced to navigate a claustrophobic ship crawling with horrifying creatures. The game's structured flow keeps tension at a constant high, with no downtime to make you feel safe. This remake sharpens everything that made the original legendary smarter level layouts, chilling audio design, and brutal, satisfying combat that hits harder than ever. The improved visuals pull you deeper into the fear, making each encounter with a necromorph feel personal and unpredictable. By focusing on precision rather than freedom, Dead Space Remake delivers a pure, relentless horror experience that grabs hold and never lets go. Control proves that linear storytelling doesn't have to limit mystery or depth. Set inside the shifting, surreal halls of the Federal Bureau of Control, it pulls you into a strange world where logic bends and nothing feels stable. You play as Jesse Faden, unraveling secrets within the oldest house while facing supernatural threats that defy explanation. The structure is clear and directed, yet every mission, clue, and encounter keeps the intrigue alive. Combat is fast and explosive, powered by psychic abilities that make every battle unpredictable and satisfying. What makes Control stand out is how it balances its mysterious atmosphere with sharp pacing and deliberate design. There's no filler, just focused storytelling that keeps you exploring deeper into the unknown. It's a mind-bending, cinematic experience that proves a linear game can be both thrilling and thought-provoking. Resident Evil 4 Remake takes linear action horror to a whole new level, rebuilding a beloved classic while keeping everything that made it unforgettable. From the eerie opening in the foggy village to the tense fights deep within the castle, every section is finely tuned to keep you on edge. The upgraded visuals, responsive controls, and immersive audio, especially on PS5, make every moment feel alive and dangerous. Each encounter is unpredictable, every corridor drips with tension, and the pacing never gives you a chance to breathe. What makes Resident Evil 4 Remake stand out is how its focused design amplifies the suspense instead of holding it back. Every area, enemy, and story beat is placed with intent, creating a non-stop flow of tension and excitement. Whether you're returning as a longtime fan or diving in for the first time, this remake proves that a well-structured linear game can still deliver some of the most intense and unforgettable moments in gaming history. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a perfect example of how a linear adventure can feel big, bold, and full of life. From the very first mission, it hits you with sharp humor, emotional storytelling, and vibrant energy that never slows down. You play as Star-Lord, leading your unpredictable crew across wild, colorful planets in a story packed with personality and heart. Each chapter flows seamlessly, guiding you through cinematic battles, funny dialogue, and heartfelt moments that make the team feel real. The combat mixes quick reflexes with teamwork, letting you coordinate flashy attacks with your squad while keeping the action fun and dynamic. What really makes Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy shine is the chemistry between the characters. The banter, disagreements, and emotional growth give the story depth and warmth. With stunning visuals, a killer soundtrack, and expertly paced storytelling, it proves that a linear game can still deliver a galaxy-sized adventure that's funny, emotional, and completely unforgettable. A Plague Tale. Innocence delivers a deeply emotional and haunting journey powered by its tight, linear storytelling. Set in a plague-ravaged France, you follow siblings Amisha and Hugo as they fight to survive against both the Inquisition and the terrifying spread of disease. The game doesn't need an open world to make an impact. Every path, scene, and encounter is carefully designed to serve the story. Stealth, survival, and puzzle-solving blend naturally, keeping you tense while building a strong bond with the characters. The Rat Swarm system stands out as a chilling and innovative mechanic, forcing you to stay alert and think creatively to survive. With breathtaking visuals, moving performances, and precise pacing, A Plague Tale, Innocence makes every chapter meaningful. It's a heartbreaking and beautifully crafted example of how a linear game can deliver emotional depth and unforgettable storytelling without a single wasted moment.
Well, we got out.
So we can leave now, right?
Still Wakes the Deep offers an intimate and emotionally grounded horror experience that thrives on its linear design. Set on a remote oil rig off the coast of Scotland, you play as Kaz, an everyday worker caught in a nightmare that quickly spirals out of control. There are no distractions, just a focused, nerve-wracking story that pushes you forward through dread and uncertainty. The setting itself does most of the heavy lifting, with tight corridors, creaking metal, and crashing waves amplifying the sense of isolation. What makes Still Wakes the Deep so gripping is its realism. Kaz isn't a fighter or a hero, just a person trying to survive. The strong performances, natural writing, and grounded emotion make the horror feel genuine and human. Instead of relying on cheap scares, it builds fear through tension, atmosphere, and empathy. It's a beautifully crafted reminder that a linear game can be both terrifying and deeply personal when every moment is built with purpose. Evil West revives that classic no-nonsense action style with a dark, supernatural twist on the Wild West. You play as a battle-hardened hunter from the Runtier Institute, tearing through hordes of vampires and demonic creatures with raw power and style. The game's linear setup keeps the action tight and focused, no wandering, no filler, just pure, explosive combat, backed by cinematic storytelling. Every fight feels intentional, mixing heavy-hitting melee attacks, slick weapon swaps, and flashy finishers that make each encounter feel epic. The gameplay hits like a blend of God of War's brutal weight and Devil May Cry's stylish flow, creating a fast, satisfying rhythm that keeps you hooked. Each level drips with gothic Western atmosphere, full of eerie lore and intense energy. Evil West proves that linear action games are far from outdated. They're faster, fiercer, and every bit as thrilling when done right. Spec Ops The Line starts off like your standard military shooter, but quickly evolves into one of the most emotionally devastating and thought-provoking experiences in gaming. Set in a sandstorm-ravaged Dubai, you step into the role of Captain Martin Walker on what appears to be a straightforward rescue mission until everything begins to spiral. The deeper you go, the more your sense of morality and purpose starts to unravel. Its linear structure works perfectly here, trapping you inside a story that forces you to face every consequence without distraction or escape. Each mission builds pressure and psychological weight, using its straightforward design to emphasize the horrors and ambiguity of war. Spec Ops The Line is a rare game that doesn't just challenge your skills, it challenges your conscience. It's proof that a focused, linear narrative can deliver emotional impact and lasting reflection that few games ever achieve. The Order, 1886, is a cinematic masterpiece that pulls you into an alternate Victorian London where myth and advanced technology collide. You play as a knight of an ancient order sworn to defend humanity from supernatural threats, moving through a beautifully realized world filled with intrigue and danger. Its linear design works in its favor, keeping the pacing tight and the story immersive without unnecessary detours. Every detail from the soft, moody lighting to the intricate steampunk-inspired weapons feels intentional and handcrafted. Combat is weighty and grounded, giving every shot real impact, while the storytelling dives deep into themes of loyalty, betrayal, and hidden conspiracies. With its stunning visuals, polished direction, and focused narrative, The Order 1886 shows how a linear game can feel as cinematic and emotionally rich as a blockbuster film. Detroit, Become Human explores a near-future world where androids live among humans and begins to question what truly defines life and consciousness. You follow 3 androids on separate yet intertwined paths toward freedom and identity, each story driven by the choices you make. The game's linear narrative doesn't waste time on filler. Every scene, decision, and dialogue branch pushes the story forward with purpose. Its lifelike visuals, motion-captured performances, and emotionally charged writing make every moment feel alive. What makes Detroit Become Human so powerful is how it combines focus with freedom. Its structure is tight, but your choices shape the world in meaningful ways. Tackling themes of morality, empathy, and humanity, it's a deeply personal experience that stays with you long after the credits roll, proving that linear, choice-driven storytelling can be both cinematic and profoundly moving.
And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
Alan Wake 2 is a psychological horror masterpiece that shows just how powerful linear storytelling can be when done right. You step into the fractured mind of a writer caught between reality and nightmare, where every scene is designed to pull you deeper into the darkness. The game's linear structure isn't just a guide, it's a cage that mirrors the character's fear and confusion, keeping you trapped in its unsettling rhythm. Every frame feels intentional, with breathtaking visuals, haunting lighting, and a soundscape that makes every creak and whisper feel alive. The performances are raw and believable, grounding the story even as the world spirals into surreal terror. By staying focused and precise, Alan Wake 2 proves that linear design can deliver cinematic intensity, emotional depth, and pure horror unlike anything else in gaming. And there you have it, 20 incredible linear games that remind us why story-driven adventures still matter. These games show that tight pacing, clear direction, and emotional storytelling can create experiences just as powerful, if not more than any massive open world. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming's best. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite linear game, or which one from this list are you jumping into next? I'd love to hear your thoughts.